All right, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all honor, glory, and praises to Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, by Hashem, Rakah Kadash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles, a great millstone who rule well and teach well. Shalom to the hopefully elect men that scattered abroad, pushing this truth without sincerity throughout the four corners of the earth. Right, and also shalom to you very few sincere sisters, right, that's taking heed and getting order in these last days. I'm the brother Amawan coming at you the video. Lord willing, is edifying and uplifting. Just coming at you with a video, just closing out a camp and, listening to the elder Atazalon, right? And if you may be listening, Yahweh Shemash Brakatah, but we're just speaking very beautiful in the spirit, man, just understanding the reality of what's finna go on, soon to come, right? And us brothers, right, need to understand what we're involved in, understanding that Esau is finna come, right? Esau, right? In that spiritual being, Satan's finna come at a level like never before, you know, just to snatch our crown, you know, and we must really be ready to endure this battle, you know. We coming to a time like never before. Um, like he was saying, the storm. Also, the scriptures talk about it as well, because we coming to a very big storm. That's why we take this grace period, very very seriously, you know, getting as much armor as possible because we're going to need every piece of the armor coming into Jacob's trouble, right? Excuse me. So I'm gonna roll inside these scriptures just a little. I got a couple of them, and after that, I'm gonna close out, right? But this right here is the book of Matthew 24 and 36 because he was beautifully speaking on this part, you know. Hey, man, I felt it through the spirit. It was just like, hey man, hey, for real. You know what I'm saying? Let me just go ahead and read it. So like it says, but of that day and hour, right? Knoweth no man, no, not the angels of heaven, but my Father only, right? So with that being said, right, knowing, hearing that means we should already be understanding that at any given moment, Esau can hit that switch, you know. Esau can hit that switch and it goes down, man. You know, that's why we want to always be constantly praying, fasting, being ready. For this battle that's about to go down, man. We don't want to be like the ones when it was like saying I called them for the battle, but they wasn't ready. It's gonna be a real struggle out here, man. Right, the Lord's gonna test every brother's faith. You know, this is that storm that we've been talking about, right, that we've been waiting on, you know. And Lord willing, we able to endure, you know. And really, verse 2, it's like a 37. It says, "But as the days of Noah were, so shall also the coming of the Son of Man be." And that's just the point right there. It's just the point. It's the fact that it happened. Angle said it happened out the blue because it was warned, but it was expected. It wasn't expected, Salakia, right? Because it was going to happen because Noah was warning, you know, but it happened to the ones that wasn't paying attention and they got caught off guard, you know. So with that being said, with the times that we're coming into, brothers, hey, you feel my sisters, man, definitely be prepared to go through a lot of hardships, man. It's definitely about to go down. And Lord willing, the Lord finds mercy upon us, and we able to endure. You know, um, I want to hit this right here in the book of Matthew, chapter 7, right, and on down because, like I said, it is going to like just the point that it's a storm coming. This storm is going to be a very hectic storm, right? Right, knowing Jacob's trouble, all hell breaking loose, and we just want to be prepared, right? So like, let me grab this parking right quick, finish this on off. So like, all right. But so Con, let me read this right quick. It says, Matthew chapter 7, verse 24. Therefore whatsoever therefore whosoever heareth these sayings of mine and doeth them, I will liken him unto a wise man which built his house upon a rock. Right, and this is in the red letter representing Yahweh Shah. You know, hey, doing these things, hey, follow after Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shah. Hey, what is that going to do? That the Lord gonna see you as a wise man. You know, he gonna see you as a wise man that's considering what's gonna go on, right, and getting up under the Lord's wing, so to speak, right? Because you know what's time. Hey, the scripture says a prudent man foreseeth the evil and hide of himself. How do you hide yourself? And it was how about Shemi Shai? Hey, you strengthen yourself through the scriptures, man. You know, right? Verse 25. And the rain descended, and the floods came, and the winds blew and beat upon that house, and it fell not, for it was founded upon a rock. And that's what the elder was really drilling in. You know, it's finna get hard. So if you out here bullshitting, right, that's not gonna take away from the storm that's coming. You're just gonna be taken away with the storm. No, 'cause that storm is coming. He tells you, you're gonna be like a time like never before, right? So when you have that solid foundation upon you, how about Shema Shai? When that storm comes, you can be in the spirit of Job. You can be in the spirit of Meshach, Shadrach, and Abednego. You can be able to what? Weather the storm. Because why? You was founded upon Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. You know? It says, and every one that hear of these sayings of mine and doeth them not shall be likened unto a foolish man, which built his house upon the sand. Right? Going to the book of Matthew, chapter 25. Right? The five wise and five foolish. You know, the five wise was, burning for you, how about Shema Shai? Hey, steady eating each and every day, getting that wisdom, not truth, and understanding. The five foolish, what? They bullshitted around, thought it was sweet, you know? And boom, hey, they got confounded, you know? Excuse me. So that is how that is what's going on, man. When it comes to what's going, it's like, let me rephrase that. So that just what's going on, right? When we trying to regard these times, hey, you got to make sure that you're really trusting in Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shah, following after His ways, because it's finna get real, real ugly, you know. It's finna get real ugly. And we want to make sure that we've been putting our faith and our trust upon excuse me, Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, right? Let me read this last one. It says, and everyone that heareth these sayings of mine and doeth them not shall be likened unto a foolish man which built his house upon the sand. Right? Because hey, if you're not trying to excuse me, if you're trusting inside anything else, right, that foundation is gonna fall. Scripture says, hey, Isaiah 30, Isaiah 33:6, and wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy time, the strength of salvation. Right? The fear of the Lord is his treasure. If you're not sealing yourself up in the ways of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, and when that time comes, you will not make it, man. Simple as that. You know. That's why I felt it when when the elder was just speaking, man. Hey, man, you gotta go hard, man. Make sure your armor is on tight. You know, because we come to that time period where it's about to see if your armor is on tight or not. You know. Verse 27. I'm gonna close it out. And the rain descended, and the floods came, and the winds blew and beat upon that house, and it fell. And great was the fall of it. Why? Because they wasn't strong enough. They talked the good game, but when the game was brought to them, they couldn't weather the storm, man. They cannot weather the storm, right? And we want to prove to the Lord, man, that hey, we're worthy, man. So that, hey, when these things are coming, we want to what? We want to make sure that hey, we prove to the Lord, like, hey, man, we worth the salvation, man. We want to keep pushing. you know. So I ain't gonna hold you too much longer, right? Lord willing, this was uplifting and edifying. I just wanted to put some words behind that and some scriptures behind it as well, right? But Lord willing, this lesson was edifying. I want to give all the glory and praise to Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shah, by Hashem Rakakadash. Ain't on to the next one. Shalom.